I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another player review. 94 Frank Ribery. He's coming in at around 700 to 730,000 coins, which is an awful lot of money. However, the stats on this card kind of make it like, it makes sense, right? Now, you saw me complete it yesterday, 6 o'clock content. I did it, the whole thing, all 4 segments. I didn't open the packs, although on Patreon, I will do a little pack opening on there, just as a little bonus. I'm still doing like gameplay analysis and squad reviews and things like that on Patreon. If you're interested, feel free to sign up. If not, don't worry about it. Link down below if you are, though. Frank Ribery, 5-star, 5-star. High medium work rates, short and lean. Of course, he's 5'7". He's 37 years old and still playing at the top flight. And this card is unreal. Like, he had a 91 rated striker shapeshifter, which is a very good card, by the way. This is just leaps and bounds ahead. So he's only gone up by 3 overall, but he's gone up by 6 in pace, 6 in shooting, 3 passing, 3 dribbling, 3 defending, and 9 physical. And that, from now on, is going to be my benchmark. And even whether it be tomorrow or the day after, for Phil Foden, when that gets the upgrade and we see it go from 92 to 95, because obviously they beat Liverpool very convincingly, but they've still won the league, so don't worry about it. I'm going to criticise it, because I know it's not going to go up anywhere near as much as Frank Ribery, and I know that that's only gone up by a 3 overall. Foden's going up by a 3. He won't get upgraded by anywhere near as much as Frank Ribery's been upgraded, and I want to know why. I'm never going to find out why, but I would like to know. So, just before we even look at the stats, 5-star, 5-star is obviously the best you can get, but it's so desirable in this FIFA for a player to be able to hit the ball with either foot, and then for a player to be able to do the best skill moves in the game at such pace with such intricacy, and of course the close ball control that he has. He has 96 dribbling, 97 ball control and composure, with 94 reactions, 99 balance, and 96 agility. That's mental. But then 99 acceleration, 95 sprint speed, 95 positioning, 92 finishing, 93 shot power. The long shots are absolutely woeful at 88. No, I mean, it's not, is it? That's not even a woeful stat, but that is quite literally the only stat you can really criticise. And that's mad that the only thing I can criticise is an 88 rated long shot stat. Of course, you've got great penalties and volleys. His short passing is 94. 96 vision. His long passing is actually 88 as well, thinking about it, but you know, given the fact that he's an attacker, it's highly unlikely you're going to need that long passing. I don't know what constitute long passing though. Like, that's one thing. I know it's only a video game, but I would like an awful lot of explanation regarding a lot of things. You know, the upgrade path for one, why they think certain informs can only go up by 1 or 2 ratings, why you can't give a player more than 1 inform 2 weeks in a row, how Ribery goes from a 91 to a 94 but gets boosted as if he's gone up by 6 or 7 overall, whereas someone, for example, like Phil Foden or even that Diaby for Leverkusen, he went from a 92 to a 95. It was a decent upgrade, but it was only 2 or 3 points here or there. So that's a few things I'd like to explain. But another one is reactions and composure. I want to know the ins and outs of it. I want to know what it actually does. And then, of course, that comes to long passing. Now, at what range does a short pass become a long pass? What does vision actually do? And there's various things within the stats that I'd love to know. You know, like, to a certain extent, aggression. His aggression, by the way, is a little bit on the low side at 79. You can definitely bump that up. It depends what you want to do. I mean, to be fair, you can't really go wrong with a chem style here. If you want to go cheap and cheerful, something like a Maestro, you want to crank it up a little bit, you do an engine. I mean, you could give him a Hunter, although I do feel like it might be a bit of a waste because you only get 4 sprint speed, and then it only really goes up by sort of 4 or 5 here or there on the shooting. Overall by 4. With regards to traits, obviously he only has the flair trait, which does help with regards to skill moves, but there's no outside foot shot trait or anything like that. Now, he doesn't need it because he's got a 5-star weak foot. However, it's always nice to have those kind of things. The I think the irritating thing about the card, really, in terms of traits, is that had he been in the game from the very beginning, and were he maybe a few years younger, I think EA would have maybe pandered to that trait a little bit more, and they probably would have thought about it slightly more, maybe giving him outside the foot shot and various things. That's not a problem, and to be honest, I've already spoke about the negativity, so now we can just basically, kiss his ass for the next 5 minutes, I guess. He is unreal. Now, in terms of positioning, I played him as a left wing in the team that you saw earlier, of course, with Mbappe and what have you. He worked very well there. Absolutely no complaints from me whatsoever. But to get a little bit more out of him, because he's so good, I feel like he is a little bit wasted. As a left-sided player in my teams, what they tend to be is just pace merchants. So, for example, I bring Ryan Kent on, right? Not on this account, but on my Road to Glory or whatever. I bring Ryan Kent on, and he replaces Hazard or Perisic or whatever. And I literally say, right, run. And then I wait for him to get in line with the defender or just before, and then I launch it down the wing. He runs in behind. Wait. Cut back, goal. For Frank Ribery, obviously it's not a problem. He feels very, very quick. Unbelievably fast, in fact, because he's short and lean with great agility and pace overall. Very, very quick player. Very, very good player. But that's my point. He's too good to just be that running guy. You know, to be the guy on the outside just to run. Wait. Cut back. Too good for that. Put him up front, and I had a very good time with him. However, his best position on the pitch, in my opinion, goalkeeper, I'm joking, Cam, he just excels. He is so much better than anyone else in that position. I tell you someone I use a lot in the Cam role, and that's Mertens. Now, on my Road to Glory account, those of you who follow, I haven't had an episode in a while actually because there's not been an awful lot to update you on, but on that account I use Mertens as a Cam, or rather I did do until Roberto Firmino came out, and now I use Firmino as a Cam and Mertens as the striker. But Mertens worked really well in that position. He's, I think, 5'7", obviously lean body type as well. Very similar stats, in fact, to Frank Ribery. I'd like to give a little bit of comparison. In fact, because I'm on Footbin right now, I am going to put both of them up against each other. And I'm going to compare them, because I'd be very interested to see which one is actually better between the two. And it's Mertens, but only just by about 80 in-game stats. Not face stats, though. Face stats, Ribery beats Mertens, and it's mainly because of the physical. But either way, they are still very, very similar in terms of comparison. Like, the strength obviously goes to Ribery. Mertens doesn't really have any strength. Jumping goes to Mertens, not that that's relevant. Defensive stats are shared. And then it's basically even throughout. I mean, Ribery takes an awful lot. It's mad to think that Mertens has more in-game stats than Ribery. Oh, no, he doesn't. My bad. I didn't even see the 4. So actually, Ribery has 20 more in-game stats than Mertens, despite the fact that Frank Ribery is 1 overall lower than Mertens. How does that make sense, EA? Yeah, I know, it doesn't. So, if you have the 95 Mertens and you like him, this is all but a direct comparison. The interesting thing, of course, is they are very similar prices. Ribery is a touch cheaper, I think, overall. I think it's about 600, 700k overall, depending on your platform. 700k for PC, 600k for console, thereabouts. But yeah, they are very, very comparable, very similar in the way that they play. They're both unreal responsive. They're very, very quick, both very good in front of goal. And depending on what chem style you want to give Ribery, you can of course tune that shooting up a little bit more, make him a little bit more clinical in front of goal. Not that he needs it, because he is very clinical anyway. There's almost nothing negative to say about the card at all. If you give him a Maestro, for example, you bump up the long shots up to 98, you tweak a few other things with passing and dribbling and all the rest of it. You basically turn every dribbling stat to 99, and then of course you have a very clinical, hard-hitting, from distance or close range attacker, and there's just no comparison. He's arguably one of, if not the best card in the game. Is he worth between 5 and 700k depending on your platform? Absolutely, and especially as you can grind this over time, because he is there forever. He's there until the end of the game. You take your time, but this is definitely a card you need to pick up. However, There are going to be certain exceptions to the rule. I'm more than aware that if you have the, for example, 95 Diaby, or you picked up Perisic, I know you're probably thinking, well, I don't want to get rid of them because they cost me money and they fit my team and I'd have to maybe change it for Ribery and yada yada. I understand. I'm in the same boat. But honestly, Ribery is so good. Even if you do it right, and even if you grind it out and you have him on the bench to bring on, my God, is that going to frighten your opponent? He is so good. Let me know whether you've done him in the comments, and of course if you have used him, let me know what you thought. If you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.